Hi, my name is Sylvia Saipian. I am the Quality Coordinator for the ARC Alliance Advocacy Services. The following is a brief overview about supports coordination services within the intellectual developmental disability system. Families often ask when someone should register for supports coordination services. Generally speaking, the earlier the better. Typically, it's suggested that some register by age 14. Which begins the transition from school to post-graduation. The supports coordinator, or SC, can assist the person and their team to determine what their needs will be after graduation. Even if someone is older than 14, they can still register. A person will most likely be eligible for SC services if they have either an intellectual disability diagnosis with an IQ below 70 or an autism diagnosis with the assessment noting at least 3 areas of need. To register for SC services, contact your county office and request an intake for supports coordination. The ARC Alliance provides SC services for 6 counties, which are listed on the slide, along with their phone numbers. An intake determines if someone qualifies for enrollment in the Intellectual Developmental Disabilities Service System. Once determined eligible for services, you will be provided with a list of all the qualified supports coordination organizations, or SCOs, in your county. Then you choose which SCO you'd like. The ARC Alliance is one option available for supports coordination services, but there are several choices in each county. Individuals can also choose a different SCO at any time, as long as the SCO is willing and able. Supports coordination used to be known as case management, but we don't call it that anymore. It was decided to change the name to supports coordination because those words do a better job of describing what supports coordinators actually do. Very simply put, supports coordinators ensure the people they support are safe, healthy, and have a good quality of life. Although not official advocates, supports coordinators advocate for their individuals above all else. Supports coordinators are the connecting link between an individual registered in the developmental disability system and the services and supports provided by that system. They also provide assistance by navigating other service systems and accessing and organizing natural and generic supports. Other information can include things like applying for food stamps or medical assistance, renewals, or locating community social groups. They can also apply for funding depending on need and help connect them to services. These services can include skill development, employment, transportation, and life-enriching activities, among other things. Supports coordinators provide 3 key functions. The first is locating the services and supports that someone needs. This can include things like day programs, transportation, summer camps, and respite. The supports coordinator also can help coordinate with an individual, their team members, including family and staff, and service providers based upon the individual's needs. The third key function is monitoring the person's health and safety. Also, if someone is receiving paid services, the SC ensures these services are being provided as authorized in their plan. Any issues are documented and followed up accordingly. A waiver is a Medicaid program that pays for needed services for individuals with intellectual disabilities. Unlike school, which is entitlement-based, a waiver is completely needs-based. There is a long waiting list for waiver, so that is why registering for services early is important to help the state government plan for how many individuals need waiver services. Once a person receives a waiver, the SC works with the individual and the family to determine what services are needed. This is completely individualized and is based on what the person needs and their life. Just as people's lives change on an ongoing basis, services can be added and changed as needed as well. Since there is a waiting list for waiver services, not everyone who has an SC has a waiver. The first place to look for support should be natural supports, which can include family members, friends, neighbors, and community resources such as the Office of Vocational Rehabilitation, or OVR. You can also contact your local legislator to advocate for funding for the waiting list. You can go to thearcpa.org to get information about your local legislators and helpful information about items to include in your conversation. Even if you don't have a Medicaid waiver, you can still receive supports coordination services. SCs bill for services through medical assistance, just like when someone goes to the doctor, so there is no out-of-pocket cost for this service. If you have any questions or want to discuss your situation, please contact us at 265-4700 or email sco@thearcalliance.org. Thank you.